We are live. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having an awesome and wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me today in another Saturday with another live Q&A, which is very good time for us to get together and just answer your questions and make sure that you really get a detailed answer to your question, because sometimes no matter what the Facebook group, no matter what comments that you leave guys in the YouTube channel, it's still very hard to answer them really in detail, especially if they're very hard questions and tricky ones. So thank you again. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today, it's a beautiful weather actually today, especially the past few days was really bad. It was very windy. Nobody was able to do Halloween here because of the very heavy rain and heavy winds, which is almost like 100 kilometers per hour, which is really... everyone didn't go out and didn't celebrate Halloween, but hey, it is what it is. There's always another year, and next year is another year, so keep the costumes for next year. At the same time, I wanted to thank you guys for joining me. If you're new to the channel, my name is Saad Basim, and I'm an Amazon active seller that I help people in their journey, in their Amazon journey, and make sure they get the right information. As I say, always with full transparency, honesty, and integrity, because I believe this is really important to know before you start a business like that really fluctuates, which is really reflects a lot on the marketplace itself and on the people who are teaching it, and the gurus and everyone else who are in that field. So like today's subject is about no reviews, no insert cards allowed, which is a new newsletter that Amazon sent to sellers that freaked out everybody. Like, was a chaos. Everyone's freaking out in every Facebook group, in our Facebook group as well. And when I looked at it, my reaction was very simple. I was like, okay, so what's next? And that's something that we really need to adapt, and this is something really we need to make sure we don't panic very easily, because if you're panic right now with very simple thing like this, entrepreneurship and business is not for you, because you need to know that every day as entrepreneurship, your business is gonna fluctuate. Sometimes you're gonna make money, sometimes you're not gonna make money, sometimes you're gonna go things your way, sometimes not gonna go your way, and this is what entrepreneurship, and that's why it's hard, and that's why not a lot of people are meant to be entrepreneurs or to have a business, because it's too much pressure. You putting your stability, your income, everything on the line to make sure that you become successful and you get enough income, steady income that will really support your family. So it's really a hard thing, and that's why not everyone can do it. And even people who are doing it and they think they have it in them, sometimes it doesn't work their way and they fail because of that. The expectation, manage expectation, a strong mindset, which is really important for a business like that. Don't forget, we're playing on Amazon's field, on their backyard, so that we have to follow the rules. We have to follow whatever they want, whatever they decide to do, because we're living under their roof. It's the same thing as the son or the girl or the daughter who lives under her father's house or her family house. Is going to go by his rule to make sure they respect that house, that they're doing everything. But hey, it is what it is. It all depends on the business, depends on Amazon, what they think is fit and why they're doing this. Now, I'm going to share with you the newsletter itself, and I'm going to share with you what I'm talking about, and we'll see what happens. So, first of all, thank you so much for Pernella. Pernella, she's one member of our group. If you didn't join our Facebook group yet, please go ahead and join our Facebook group. It's an awesome Facebook group full of good people with good answers. They really care about each other, and trust me, I don't allow anybody, no fluff, no BS. We say it the way it is. And if you want someone to fluff you and just give you the nice stuff and the life is beautiful, love bears and beautiful day, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give it to you the way it is, because I understand the money that you saved. I understand the retirement that you took out just to make sure you make this business happen. I know maybe you took a loan, from your parents, from your family, and I know all that, and I know it's very hard for you to risk all that. If I'm going to give you a fluffy and beautiful life, it's not going to be that. But I'm going to give you every step, everything that I think is right, from all the mistakes that I've done to make sure that you get in. So back to it. Pernilla, thank you so much for sharing it. Which is, she shared the following newsletter that Amazon sent. Just give me a second. Let me open it and let's read it together. I know some of you have it, the people in the Facebook group. In our Facebook group, for sure, they have read it and they know what it is. But for people who are new or people who just came to see it, so basically, Amazon sent a newsletter saying, "Hey, they acknowledge that customer reviews is really important to make informed purchase decisions, and it's very important for people." Now, the most important is this one. We want to remind you that Amazon policies prohibit box inserts and product packaging that direct customers to write a review, even if no incentive is offered for the review. Similarly, directing customers to contact you instead of leaving a negative review on Amazon is also prohibited. Please ensure your product packaging and inbox insert are compliant with the policies. Blah blah blah. Now, this is only a newsletter. There's a guy who's maybe knows nothing about Amazon TOS. He just believed that, I want to write it and let me send it to people and freak out everyone who have a product in. Now, basically, usually what people do is basically they have an insert card. For example, an insert card. This is actually one product that I bought from someone. So let's say a product insert card, and in the insert card, you'll be able to ask them, "Hey, if you like the product, please, we're a small family business, and let the other people know about our product and how was your experience," so they can leave you a review. Now, you cannot ask for, "Hey, I'll give you $20 if you give me a review." You cannot do that because that incentive. No, you just say, if you have a good experience, please let us know and leave a review to let other people know. That's simple. Yes, you can do it by TOS. It's normal and it's always been like that. Now, also, there's some people who are shady. It says, if the product is not good, please contact me before you review so we make it better for you. This is, come on, shady stuff. Do not do it. It's not worth it. There's other ways that you can do it to manipulate that. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't say it here because it's just, I might share it with other people or maybe share it with someone in the group. It's just, let me just share it. Who the heck is it? So basically what it is if someone asks you for a review, you can tell them, "Hey, if you don't like the product, please leave a review here." And then you have a hyperlink that brings them to a seller feedback instead of review. So like this, you can review it as seller feedback, because as a seller feedback, you can remove it very easily. But if it was a review, it's almost impossible for you to get it changed or get it removed. So people redirect them to seller feedback, which is seller feedback is about you as a seller, how their experience with you as a seller. So you bring them to this hyperlink, and from then you can say, "Hey, if it's a good one, you can contact them back again to get a review, or if it's not, you just leave it alone and you will remove it." Anyways, that's the two things that people are freaking out about. And since I saw this, I was like, it's impossible, it's gonna happen. That means every big brand, Samsung, LG, big brands, they always have insert card and warranty card in their packaging. Do you think they're going to change everything for Amazon, or they going to change it because Amazon doesn't want it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's almost 57% of people who are selling on Amazon are third-party sellers, plus other distributors and wholesalers or big brands that they sell directly to Amazon. So all this stuff is not going to happen. When I saw it, I started laughing. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Even if it is, I wouldn't freak out, because always you need to remember, guys, if there is a problem, as an entrepreneur, you're always going to find a solution. If you don't find it, someone else is going to find it, and it's going to ease up everything. The same thing happened when the reviews apocalypse happened. Reviews when happened, everyone said, no, you cannot get reviews anymore. You cannot give giveaways and ask for review. Was a huge thing. Everyone, I'm going to quit the business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what? Good for me. Go ahead. Leave the business. I really don't care. Leave. I don't need you, because you're weak. You don't need that. So you guys, you need to be really strong and say, you know what? It is what it is. If there's a problem, there's a solution, there's opportunities going to rise up, and you'll be the one who rise up and make that money. And if you realize in every problem that happens in the world, recession, whatever, there's people are being made millionaires, and for sure there's people who are losing. But if you really position yourself correctly, and I'm not saying I am the God, I can do that. No, even me, I might fail at it. But if you position yourself, you have the right mindset, you will be able to benefit from those problems. So if that happens, it is what it is. It's not a big issue. But after Pernilla, she gave us a nice update, and she was telling us about in the forum of Amazon forum, what they were saying. Hey, hello sellers, I can confirm that this is just mistake in the wording of the newsletter, of the newsletter. Mistake in the wording of the newsletter. I mean, come on, man. Mistake in the wording. You made a big sentence. It was very well written. You think is that you guys really knew what's up, but you saw the backlash. Then they were like, oh no, let me change it. So what they're saying, this is why the policy pages have had no changes, as some of you have noted. We will be sending out a follow-up email to anyone who received the newsletter to clarify the mistake. We truly appreciate you bringing this to our attention, and we apologize to any inconvenience, Chris H. So basically here they just said, hey, no, we made a mistake. We get a lot of emails. It's not right. We was just mistaken our wording, and they misspoke, which is, hey, which is good. But guys, no matter what happens, even if those things happen, I don't want you to freak out. Just know, if you're doing this business, you're doing it for a long term. You're doing it for the future. You're not going to have it only now. You're gonna make 2 products or have 1 product. You're gonna sell. You make the money, and that's it. You're done. No, if you're gonna choose that, it's gonna be a career. It's going to be something that you're gonna do over and over. Every time you're gonna have a problem, every time you're gonna have a product that fails or product is not working, you're gonna continue testing, continue new products until you make it happen and until you build this big portfolio. So do not. People who are freaked out, usually newbies, and I'm telling you, I've been there for a long time. I remember the first time about the reviews, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do now? But always there's a solution. There's always a way that we can solve it, even if it happens. So please understand, the business keep changing, and you want and do not freak out, and just keep doing what you're doing, and forget the noise that you hear from everyone else freaking out. Amazon is bad. Amazon, I don't know. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. I mean, you're just complaining like a little girl or boy that's not able to do this business. And also, I want you to make sure, I know I'm coming in a rant, but trust me, I've seen it so many times. People really leave the business because they have different expectations. Someone else told them otherwise. That's easy. It's not easy. But please, don't listen to other people. Other people, if they fail, doesn't mean it's a judgment on the whole business. You always judge yourself on the people who are doing very well. Try to imitate what they're doing, and make sure you follow the right steps or have the right mentorship to help you in your journey, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And you're going to keep doing it and doing it. If they fail, that doesn't mean you're going to fail, because there's a lot of people are becoming millionaires and millionaires and millionaires from Amazon because of what they're doing. So what? They think they complained? They think they went to their house and they start crying and saying, oh my God, money, I lost my money. Or, oh, Amazon didn't do me this. Don't be this baby, man. Just keep doing and keep going on it. Anyways, so that's the rant. And that's the thing about no reviews and no insert card allowed. And you cannot ask for a review. But all that was a lie. Now, let's see, guys. Let's welcome you guys. Let's see who we have here. And please, if you have a question, leave it in the comment. I have some questions that I took from the Facebook group that I'm going to answer at the same time. If you have anything, please leave it here. If we have enough questions, we'll continue with the full hour. If it's not, just let it go and we go to another day. So, let me see. So, what do we have? We have Joss Peace. How you doing, Joss Peace? Thank you so much for being the first one to come in live. I'm very happy to have you. And you have a question, which is I'm going to cover. We have Luzine. How you doing, Luzine? I hope you're doing fine. It's been a long time. Where have you been? You know, I hope you had a good time. I hope you're busy with building your business and also getting the products that you need into Amazon Q4 before it's too late. Actually, you know what? I want to mention something about shipping as well. All right. We have Ginger Bay. How are we doing, Nancy? I hope you're doing fine. Thank you so much for everything. Nancy, she's our moderator in our group, in the Amazon FBA Giant group, and she takes care of a lot of questions. She took a lot of my Slack that I have been doing for the past 3 or 4 days, which is I was really busy with a lot of things, and she was able to hold the Slack. So thank you, Nancy, for everything you do for the Facebook group, and for me. I appreciate you, and every one of us appreciate you. Thank you. We have Jocelyn. What's up, Jocelyn? How you doing? Yeah, Jocelyn says I saw that all over the Facebook group. Yes, every time there is something like that, people freak out, because even when happened with the reviews stuff, and people lost a lot of reviews, and people that weren't allowed to get reviews because we're incentivized, actually was a big thing, and it usually happened in October. Was last October, November, something like that. So that's why always you can expect something in October, November, whether it's gonna be fake news, fake news, or it's just gonna be people freaking out about anything. And Justin has a question, and also we have Mark Richardson say, "Hey brother, how you doing?" And we have Kurt Davis. How you doing, Kurt? Thank you so much. Kurt is one of actually him, Christian, his son, and his business partner Ryan. They're one of the best people I ever met. They're very, very awesome. I never heard them complaining. They launched the product and they keep working at it consistently, and they're really doing a good progress. And they understand is they're here for the long term and not the short term. And they spend a lot of money on their product to make it happen. But I really believe they're going to be very well, and I believe it's just a matter of time until everything clicks, because they understand the launch of product is not about the first 2 months or 3 months, depending on the market, depending on how competitive the market, how much they're expecting. They know it's going to take 3, 4, 5 months just to be able to get to a profitable position. But hey, I really, really admire you guys for what you're doing, and thank you for everything. And we have Alex Rivera. How you doing, man? I hope you're doing fine. And he has a question as well. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Okay, Joss, she has a question, and she says, where are you, Joss? Okay, Joss says, "Hey Saad, I hope you are doing great." I am not able to see the comment. I'm gonna put it here. You know what? That's much better. Okay, she says, "Hey Saad, I hope you're doing great today. I don't need to have a US address to get EIN as an international seller in the US, do I?" Yes, you will need to have an US address to get EIN. Actually, even as a Canadian, you don't need to. No, you don't need to. You just tell them you're international seller, you'll be able to get it. Sorry, that was my mistake. I'm doing so many things, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Yes, you don't need it. Just you need to call them, tell them I'm an international seller, I'm from Canada, and you'll be able to get the EIN number. But for me, how I did it and how the best way for me to do it, because it's going to help you if you want to expand your business, if you want to do like wholesale, if you want to do some kind of pallets buying and retail online arbitrage, just to be able to get the reseller permit, you will need a US address. So how I made it set up as a Canadian, I opened LLC company in Wyoming or Delaware, one of the others, up to you. I have an agent there that give me an address and receive the mail on my behalf. So in that way, they give me an address. So I took the address, I took the LLC entity, all the information, and I was able to open a US bank account. At the same time, I was able to apply for the EIN for that specific company. And that's the easiest way to do it. But as a sole proprietorship or as a Canadian, you still will be able to do it. But for me, I did it because I want a reseller permit that I can apply for wholesalers. I want to make sure that I still get, for this newcomer to get wholesalers to sell me, and I don't pay tax. Because if you have a reseller permit, if you buy things from any distributor or wholesale, you wouldn't pay a tax on it, because you're just getting to resell it, and when you resell it, the other person pay the tax, so you don't need to do it twice. And I actually did that, and I had to pay a lot of money for taxes, but luckily my accountant was able to deduct it from my overall profit to make sure that's really good. So you can do that. You can hire an agent who are able to do that, and if you want that, there's a company called WyomingAgents.com. You can contact them and see how they're going to help you. I'm going to leave it in the chat, and you should be fine. What else question we have? Yeah. Jocelyn says something. She says, I saw on AliExpress, because a lot of people who does drop shipping. He says, I saw on AliExpress a seller says, if you cannot wait or message us before leaving a bad review, please do not buy, which is really funny. But it's true. People really knows the review is really important. Even when, no matter what people say, I'm not saying the quantity only. I mean, the quantity could have a good measurement for stability. Like if you get to 50 reviews or 100 reviews, you're gonna get more stability on minimum purchases per day. At the same time, you will know how much increase. But me, I like the rating. The rating is very important. You can have 300 reviews, but if you have the rating at 3.5 star or 4 star, is not that great. I usually, if you have anything below 3-5 stars, you basically business gaboom. If you get in health and beauty business, something that people ingest, something put in the body, they're very, very, very strict about the reviews and the rating, because they don't want to buy anything below 4 stars. If you have 4 stars, you will see a business really, the sales drops drastically. And I'm talking about, in my case, almost half. Once I get the 4.5 I actually was able to get to really, really good stuff. And what happens in the beginning, if you have few reviews and you get bad reviews right away, it really affects you and really hurts you. So you want to make sure you're really maintaining that 4.5 star and higher to get better and better sales. Alex Rivera says, a company told me sell their product on Amazon as long as we both are the same price. They're having the advantage because they are the manufacturer. There's no seller besides them. Thank you. How can I win the buy box? First of all, that's very good. Once you get a wholesaler or someone will be able to sell you a product that has a good sales velocity, is the same thing as a wholesale, Alex. So what happened is the following. It's called MAP pricing. MAP pricing is minimum advertised pricing, which means is that if I sell you this product, you cannot sell it less than $200, let's say. Okay. Now, the same thing happens if you realize, guys, Xbox, PS4, any console, gaming console, they will never go on a price lower than what it is, what's been advertised, because Sony, Microsoft, they force the retailers to say you cannot go lower than this price, because they don't want to devalue the brand itself, they don't want to devalue the company, the brand name, and everything. So what they do, the other retailers, in this case, they just go ahead and they give you something free. It's like, hey, buy this PS4 and I give you 2 games, or buy PS4, I give you a small figurine, or buy this, I'll give you extra controller. That's how they incentivize people to come and buy from them. So now, what happened to you, Alex? Get back to you. That's what they told you. You cannot lower your price better than this. Now, they do not have an advantage because they are the manufacturer. No, if you are on the buy box or you are in the seller and both of you have the same price, you actually going to rotate the buy box. So what I would do in this case, I will go ahead and see how many sellers I have and how many sellers do I have on the listing. So let me see if I have in here an example very quick. Guys, leave the questions. Let me know what's up. By the time I find, let me see here. But I'm shampoo for free and clear. I don't know what is this. Let's see. Baby, come back. All right. Actually, it's really interesting that you're talking about that, which is a wholesale. A wholesale is very, very good way for you to get stability in sales, and that's something I'm actually going now to go back to and build more wholesalers and open more accounts to start doing it. Again, it's very good complementary to your business, especially when you have a private label business. You never know what happens. Things can go south easily. Something maybe can some suspension happens or whatever. It's good to diversify in the business. I'm not a big fan of diversification in multiple businesses. Like if I'm doing e-commerce, then I'm doing real estate, I'm doing this, doing stocks. I'm not a big fan, but if e-commerce, I stick to it, and I will diversify within the e-commerce, within the niche, which is you know better, and you have a better chance of succeeding. Now, let me go ahead and look at me, baby. Hold a second. What happened here? All right. So let's get to this one. For example, let's say I am in the free and this hair conditioner. You come to all sellers and you find those sellers. Now, you see those two sellers here? Actually, it's a very good example. Both of them, even if this guy has a lower and this guy has 1025, both of them, they are within the same percentage of pricing. Amazon always going to have advantage, but if you have someone else, it's very hard for you to do it with 25 cents. Usually 3 cents, 4 cents, you're okay with it. If a price difference, for example, if 997, you can sell at 10, 1001, 1002. You always want to make sure you're within that. Now, those what happened here, just because this Amazon, and let's assume this is not Amazon, someone else selling at the same price. If you're both of you are the same, both of you are going to rotate the buy box. So what I would do in this case, and how we will calculate it, I'll go back. I will run, let's say, Jungle Scout. I don't know why I keep kicking me out, man, all the time. All the time. Okay. And I'll share with you how you do it. And this is actually the same method that you will do for a wholesale. If you want to find a wholesaler and you want to find what price it is, or how much you're gonna sell, or how much you need to order, this is the method you need to do. So now, look at this. They're selling this product. Is selling, wow, 3,000 units. Holy moly. So they have two variations. Let's say 3,000. Okay. So we have 3,000. I'll take the 3,000. Actually, this is a good product. 3,000 sales. And if I realize here, there's only two guys are actually at this price. If you're able to get this product for cheap, and you'll be able to get it and be able to sell it with this price and make sales, that's very good. So now, let's say 3,000. I will divide the 3,000 divided by two sellers. That means 1,500 units. That means each one of them, they're making 1,500 units. As they're selling 1,500 units per month for both of them. These ones, since they are way outside, what they're hoping that these two sellers are running out of stock. When they run out of stock, they get the chance to come and sell at a higher price and make more profit. Now, as I see here with Keepa, actually this company is not, Amazon never out of stock. It's always in stock, which is really crazy. They're always in stock. So I don't know what they're hoping for, but hey, maybe someone want to buy from them. Why not? But usually that's what you do. So now if I want to come in as a third seller, so I'll take the 3,000 divided by 3 sellers. That means each one of us make 1,000 sale. That's why they rotate it. And this is how it works. So I don't think it should be an issue for you, man. You should be fine as long as you make this calculation. You'll be able to sell within the same price. Luzin says, thank you very much, Sad. Learning. Meanwhile, arbitraging. Very good. I really hope you, Luzin, that when you finish arbitrage, try to get into private label or wholesale. It's much easier. Like now, retail online arbitrage is amazing. I love it. That's how I started. It needs a lot of hustle. It needs for you to go and sourcing a lot. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's profitable. But when you come to the point that you're doing private label, doing other products, you're doing other projects, it's very hard for you to maintain or scale it. So scalability is going to be a very issue. So what's the best thing to do? Get a lower profit, but you will do a wholesale that's really can be able to help you to get replenishable items that you get and resell faster. And usually what I mean by faster, I mean always, if you buy a product and you want to make 20-30% out of it, if you buy it for 1,000 and you're making 300 as a return on investment, that means 30% return on investment. That means you're making $300. For sure fluctuates. You want to be able to sell within 3 months. If you'll be able to do that, that's a great investment and a great thing to do. But it's, wholesale is a really, really big thing. But actually, we're going to be working on in the next few weeks, we're going to be working on retail arbitrage, a little kind of a series like how we did with the PPC series, but we're going to do it with arbitrage. And I want to just help you guys and make sure that you really get a lot of benefit and be able to get almost, I'm not going to give promises right now, but I'm thinking about maybe giving a full course of retail arbitrage for free. And but I'm not sure. I'll see how. If you guys nice and just help me to give me like the video, subscribe, share it with other people, help us to get out there. We just have, I think, 450 subscribers, not much, because I really don't push it as much. But if you guys can help us, will be awesome. And I'm thinking of doing one like that. Now, Jocelyn says, how does a seller get Amazon choice? Amazon choice is based on a keyword. So for example, if I have a shampoo, like for example a shampoo, and let's say someone searching for shampoo for women, okay, someone types shampoo for women, they come to my product, they buy it. If I am the one who's overdoing or over selling everybody else, I'm beating everyone else, I'm getting more sales through that specific keyword, shampoo for women, I will get the Amazon choice because I'm outselling everyone else through this specific keyword. So Amazon choice is based on a keyword. So how you manipulate the data is basically you get the super URL, or you get search and find and buy through one keyword, but you sell a lot from it. You sell a lot through that specific keyword. Once you do that, you're going to trick the algorithm. They're going to think, oh my God, shampoo for women convert very well for this listing, so I'm going to give it Amazon choice. And Amazon choice, it's amazing because if it has a good search volume, it's going to help you to get a lot of sales through Alexa, through any app that they have, any recommendation. Also, it's very good when someone searches that type, this keyword or this search term, and you show up, it's actually gonna give you higher conversion. Now, a lot of times, if you want to get Amazon choice easier, especially in competitive markets or medium to competitive market, you need to choose a really little, not the subcategory, sorry. You need to make sure that you really targeting multiple keywords, that small keywords with a low search volume, 500, 600, 300, 200, have multiple of them, let's say 10 of them, attack them with PPC, attack them with outside traffic, and then you'll be able to get Amazon choice for multiple of them, which is going to help you to start ranking for other keywords, and eventually you'll be able to get Amazon choice for a higher volume keyword if needed. If you can. So that's how you get Amazon choice. Bada bing, bada boom. Question from Nancy says, Sad, what's the minimum price per item you would accept for a wholesale product that's very successful, like an example, Free and Clear shampoo that's selling thousands? Now, when you get a product that's selling a lot of times you're not going to have the good profit margin. You may have 3%, 5%, and it's not much. But what's good about it, you're able to flip your inventory very quickly within a month because you're selling a lot of volume. So the profit goes lower. Usually, you can set yourself like, hey, I want to make only $5 to $7 per unit every time. So when you get the list or the price list from the wholesalers or distributors, you go ahead and put it in a software, and you'll be able to know, hey, listen, you can put setting or parameters, say, hey, I want $5 only or $6 profit and higher, and then filter them all like an Excel sheet, and then you find the product that really give you that much profit margin. A lot of people say, hey, I want a product that give me 100% return on my investment. So if I spend $1, I want to make sure I get another $1. So if I spend $10, I want to make sure I get a product that sells for and I make profit after it as a gross profit, another $10. So it all depends on you. But if you have a high volume selling item, you will have a lower price, lower profit on them, for sure. But it's all about you and the business, where you are at exactly, what you're expecting. Are you happy with making $500 a month, or you're happy, you want to be very selective, you want to build your capital very quickly? No, I want to make sure that I only get a product that give me a high return so I can build faster capital. It's all about you and your cash flow as well. If you have money, if you need to buy 1,000 units and that's going to cost you, that maybe, let's say you're selling 1,000 unit and this thing sells for $3 or $4, that means $4,000 going to be held into this product only to make sure you're making this $2-3 per item. So that's another thing, do you really want to hold that much money on one product, or you want to diversify and get multiple products and each one of them selling less but giving you more profit per unit when you sell them? That's another thing. So it depends on you and your goals. For me, I don't like product that's really high search volume if I'm not able to get a good price for it, or I'm not making good profit for it. I'd rather sell like 300 or 200 or 150 units per month for each SKU, but I'm making a good profit from it. I'm happier with this than just putting $3,000, $4,000 on a product that really give you a lower return, because you have money that's selling there. Look, if you have no other options, if 3% or 5% you're making money, or let's say 20, let's say return on investment, let's say 20% you're making, let's say 5% you're making a return on investment for every $10, okay? Or let's say $100 I spent, I make $5. If you're happy with this, good for you. Maybe that's the only thing you can get. But for other people, let's say, and they have a lot of knowledge, or they have a lot of venues, or they have a lot of opportunities, they can make 10% or 15%. That would be a bad investment to put this money into a product that give you 5% only. So for me, 3%, 5% is not much, because I know there's other opportunity like private label, retail arbitrage, even wholesale product that I can make more with it because of the knowledge, or because of how much I know and how much I can double my money, or how much I can benefit from every dollar that I have. So for me, it wouldn't work for me. I need something at least 30, 40%, or you can check the return investment, or you can check as a monetary value. If you spend 10, you make $5, or you spend 100 and you make $50, whatever you want. So that's up to you. I hope that was helpful, Nancy. If you need any clarification, please let me know so I can help. Justin says, what's hijacking? Hijacking is basically, if you have a product that you created the listing, you have your own brand, let's say this Red Bull, and let's call it Sad Bull. Actually, I'm Taurus. So anyways, I don't know what that has to do with it. Anyways, so let's say Red Bull, and I put Sad Bull, and I go ahead and sell it. I create the listing. I did the images. It's my product. It's my brand. I have the website. I have everything with this. I own the .com. I know nobody else is using it. If I make a listing and someone else comes under the listing and sells the same product, or claims he's selling the same product, because nobody should have your product or your printing or your packaging or your differentiation, that's a hijacker, because someone who's pretending or claiming they have the same product that 100%, you never authorize anybody, you never give anybody authorization to sell the same product, and nobody's gonna have the same bundle as you because you customize it to yourself. That's become a hijacker. Now, a very good question, because in a wholesale and retail arbitrage is not the same. You're gonna see a listing and has multiple people underneath it. Now, this is not hijacking, because the brand itself authorized you, giving you the right to sell this product. So you have the right to sell those products as a wholesale or even retail arbitrage, because nobody tells you there's something called doctrine something. I'm not this guy for letting you know the names exactly, but for a doctrine something is basically, it allows you, if you have a possession of a product, you can sell it and do whatever you want with it. So you're not hijack anybody, so you can sell it. So this is not hijacking for retail wholesale, but for private label, since it's yours, yes, since you don't authorize anybody, that become hijacking. And Amazon system itself, or how the listing of the catalog is built, is you have one listing and you have multiple sellers. And eBay is different. You have multiple sellers with their own listings. So you have one product, but you have multiple listings, maybe hundreds of listings for the same product, because they're different sellers. And in Amazon, no, it's different. Now, even actually eBay, they started doing like GoPro or any big brand. They start having one listing, having multiple sellers underneath it. They're trying to get the same thing as Amazon. But hey, it is what it is. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Any other questions? Guys, we have many people here. Do you mind if you hit the like button? At least the like button. Help us out. Really helpful. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what see, that's why I have Nancy on my side, because I don't pay attention to titles, to names. I really don't care. All what I know, what it does, there's something there called that does this, but I don't know the name. So basically, she calls it first sale doctrine. That's what means. That's what's the thing that I was talking about, the doctrine thingy. This is what it is, first sale doctrine. Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate you. Now, let's go ahead and answer some questions that we have. All right. We have a question from our group which says, love me more, baby. Okay, says for automatic campaign, Tranvu says, for automatic campaign, please clarify on keywords. For example, buyer types in coffee mug. It has search volume of 10,000. Amazon has an autocomplete keyword, coffee mug blue, and search volume 5,000. Some buyers may or may not select the autocomplete word. I should use coffee mug in the title or coffee mug blue in the backend. I know I have both. This is automatic campaign. Thank you. Very good question. And actually, I really want to take that because I'm having some people who approach me that don't have the better understanding about how listing works. I want to make sure that you really guys understand it. And now, if you have auto campaign, is basically Amazon is just gonna go into scan your listing, is gonna find the keywords out there or what kind of keywords they can make up. Any keyword that they can make up out of the words that you have or the keywords. Let's say I have a coffee, I have a mug, I have a coaster, I have something. They will get all these keywords and try to match them and put them in different orders to make sure that they show up when someone types that keyword that has those words in them. Now, it could be long tail keyword, short tail keyword, we never know. It could be anything that has those words in them. Coffee mug, coaster, spoon, let's say. Whatever this, 4 words only, they're there in any order. In 2, maybe they take long tail, short tail, whatever it is. As long as those keywords in there, Amazon is going to show you when someone types any keyword that has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those search terms in different orders, same orders, whatever it is. Okay, so that's what we need to understand. So if you have coffee mug, you will show for mug coffee. You can show for coffee only. You can show for mug only. If you're doing coffee mug blue, that means you will show for blue coffee mug blue, coffee blue mug, mug blue coffee, whatever it is, has as long as it has coffee mug blue in it. Now, repeating keywords in your title, in your bullet points, description, no bueno. Amazon doesn't like it. You actually confuse the algorithm when you repeat things. I see a lot of people. I put coffee mug. Let's say we're doing a listing optimization for them, and we're doing coffee mug. I'm doing coffee mug blue. They say, but no, you only mentioned coffee mug blue, but you didn't mention blue coffee mug. So I had to put it in the bullet point or someone else. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? If it's showing up the first time, and Amazon knows if you have those keywords, will show you up for blue coffee mug. So repeating it is not a good thing. People think if they put the same order of the keyword in the bullet points backend, is going to help them, and maybe they will be able to get more searches and more sales. No. Amazon will show you for it, because Amazon, what it does is scans your listing, see the keywords you have, and they will make up things. So repeating things, even with the TOS, if you go ahead and see it, they never like you to repeat things. Never, never, never. Never. They don't like it. You're actually confusing the system. You're confusing the algorithm, because algorithm says, hey, coffee and mug. You go ahead and put mug and coffee. They confuse them. That's why a lot of people get de-indexing issues, because repeating too much. They think they're doing themselves a favor, but they're not. So if you don't believe me, go ahead, search it, do whatever you want. I'm telling you, we've been doing listing optimization for a long time. Optimization and creation. We're not only optimizing, we're creating. We optimize a listing and we add more keywords to it. If it was a long listing that's been there for a long time, or we recreate a brand new one if you wanted us, whether you're on the launch stage or brand new, or you even later if you have a sucky listing and you wanted more help, we'll help you with that. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Do not repeat keywords. It's not worth it. You will show up. Now, there's some situations, very, very small situations. If I have coffee mug blue, and I found out that blue coffee mug is something that I would like to target. Now, if I put it in PPC, if I put in a broad match as a coffee mug blue, you'll show up for blue coffee mug 100%. If you put automatic, you'll show up for it. If you put a coffee mug in a phrase match, you'll show up for blue coffee mug or coffee mug blue. Regardless, depending how you use the match type. As I explained in the PPC series, I made a very very comprehensive, I believe, as a PPC series that you really need to watch. If your PPC doesn't show up, if you go ahead, let's say you have coffee mug blue, but you see blue coffee mug, you search it, you're not finding yourself, you're not showing up on the Amazon. You go to the second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10 page, you're not finding yourself. You go ahead and check your indexing and you see you're not indexed for it, which is, I don't believe it's not, because there's two indexing. As I said, remember, I said indexing for keywords on your listing, and there's indexing for keyword for your PPC. So you be indexed in the keyword for the listing, which is, I believe 100% you will. But if you're not for index for PPC, what you can do is two things. One of the things, you can add blue, the same order in the title in the beginning if it's really important, if you really need it, or in the bullet point or the back end. But this is very rare situation, very rare situation. The second thing, the best thing you do, you call Amazon and to check with them, see if there's any issues for their PPC is not working. Because sometimes if you overstuff your PPC and you put a lot of keywords, you're actually confusing the algorithm, which is gonna say the whole campaign is no good and you're not gonna get impression, you're not gonna show up. So do not overstuff things. Trust me on this, and it's up to you guys. But you need to make educated decision comparing to the high search volume. If I see high search volume keyword and it's really something I need to target, I didn't have, yes, go ahead and put it. But if you have it already there, you're good to go, and you should be fine after that. But please do not think the order of them is good. You actually, the most important you're gonna find from your PPC. Your PPC is gonna tell you the most important keyword that you really need to target. That you can take them in the exact match campaign and target them there as much as you want, whatever you want in a broad phrase, whatever fits good. But I wouldn't repeat it again just to repeat it. I've seen listing that the same coffee mug or yellow coffee mug being or blue coffee mug being repeated so many times because they think that's my main keyword, man. You have it once and that's it. Anyways, but everyone is an expert at this field, and everyone heard some schmuck Joe Schmuck or someone like that, Joe Blow, whatever it is, and they think this is the way. I'm telling you the truth. I've been here for a long time. We've done hundreds of listings, and this is how we do it. Now, second question says, from doing the research, I have noticed that my competitor is ranking organically for 50 keywords, and they have not been selling for long. Does anyone have an advice on how I can do this with my product? Now, if you have a new competitor, they always have an edge over you. They will always have, in the first month or two, they're going to have an edge over anybody else, because Amazon, they want to give those new sellers a new chance, enough chance to get out there for multiple keywords with better positions to see if they're going to convert. If they start converting, they're going to keep them at some positions. But over time, if they're not going to convert for a lot of keywords, you're going to see they're going to drop for a lot of keywords, and maybe they're going to rank only for 10 keywords out of those 50. Now, if you wanted to target all this keyword, as I was saying, you need to so don't forget this first with the honeymoon period. They call it honeymoon period, which is almost a month. The people will show you and everything. Amazon will see where you are and they start ranking you, stabilize your ranking, and see where you want to be at and everything. Now, the second thing is if you wanted to show up for multiple keywords, basically you need to run PPC for those keywords, whether an exact match or broad match or phrase match, or even running an automatic campaign that you show up for those keywords, and after 3-4 months, even if you're not showing up for automatic campaign or phrase match campaign for those keywords at the highest position, but overall, if you start making sales, you will start ranking for them slowly, and you will hold the first position for multiple keywords. Now, to have 50 keywords in the top position, if they're high search volume, it's really hard unless you're really spending a lot of money doing a lot of giveaways. You have a lot of reviews to be able to do it, but most of us is going to have maybe 10,000, 15,000 search volume total of keyword, total search volume for multiple keywords that you will rank in the top positions. But doing automatic campaigns is going to help you. Because even if the keyword that doesn't have a lot of search volume, 200, 300, 500 search volume, let's say, if you start ranking and slowly getting Amazon choice, slowly start ranking up high, Amazon's going to start ranking for other ones, and slowly. Or if you're really aggressive and you have a lot of money, you can go aggressive from the beginning and just figure out first. You're going to do testing. You're going to see which keywords are really doing well, which keywords are actually converting for me, and then I can target them heavier to make sure I start ranking for them as well. If I rank for high volume keyword, the ones below them are going to rank as well. So that's another way of doing it. Let me go back, see if there's another question. Thanks. First, sell doctor. Yes. Where's the like button when watching from mobile? I don't know, Alex. Whatever you find it, brother. Even if you find it after, just give me a like. I'll be more than happy. Thank you so much. Kevin Key4 said, thanks, Sad. Thanks to you, man. Bernadette Martin said, do you ever use Spanish words as a keyword in the back end of your US listing or in your PPC? Very, very good question. Yes. So what I would do usually, I go ahead and find the top search volume keyword. And let's say I'm having coffee mug blue, coffee mug yellow, whatever it is. Let's say the first top 5, 10 if you want. You go ahead, you go to Google Translator, or you speak Spanish, go ahead and do them. So I go ahead, put the keyword, get the translation. And when I get the translation, you know what? Let's do it live. How is that? Let's do that. Okay, let's say coffee mug, and I'll teach you how you do this. Is really important. Okay, let me share my screen, guys. All right, I put coffee mug here. I can come, take it, copy, come here, and go English to Spanish. Then come here, you put the words, you get it, this one, taza tu café. Then I come here, type the keyword again. Come on, give me some love. Come on. All right. What happened? Really? You're gonna stop on me like this? That's how you're gonna treat me? Okay. So many crap I have. Because I have so many tabs open at the same time. I have stuff in my cart, and I started to get a very bad habit. What is this? That's not my Spanish word, baby. Copy. Come here. Please work. It's gonna work soon. So as I was saying, I started collecting Funuku stuff. Always bad habits and bad. Look at this. Taza de café de acero to Tommy, blah, blah, blah. So these are keywords. You can do the auto suggest and search them and see if they're applicable to your business. Or you just can type Taza de Cafe, and see what comes up. If the search comes back, I mean, this is very broad, but sometimes if you have very, very like, hey, I don't know, speakers for my laptop speakers or something like that, you might have even better. But hey, coffee mug, and you will see here, all the research that comes is the same keyword. So that means perfect, you can actually target it. And actually there's some people here running PPC on it. There is it. Taza de Cafe. There's some people running PPC on, see, those keywords here. See? Taza de Cafe, and they're actually running sponsor ads. So yes, do it. So you can add it to the back end. Make sure I add back end and misspellings. You do the same thing for misspellings. Okay, so back end and misspellings, put them in the back end, run PPC on them, and see how they react. It's not gonna have a lot of sales because it might be the search volume low for them. So don't worry about spending a lot. You're not gonna spend much, but the Spanish community is big in the States, and they buy a lot of stuff from you, and also from Mexico. A lot of people buy from Mexico from Amazon.com as well. So pay attention to that, and yes, use them, and you should be fine. What else we have? So we did this. Okay. So I hope that answered your question, Bernadette, and I hope it was useful. Bernadette, I have words for you. Please, do not give up on your product. I think you will sell very well in the Q4. I think you will sell these. I know how nervous you are. I know how you're feeling down. You feel like you have done everything, but this part of the business, trust me, Q4 is going to come. You will sell as much as you can. If the product doesn't work, hey, if you sold everything that you can, you made your money back, invest in a new product, you'll be good to go. I'm not saying the product is not good. I'm just saying if it's not working, move into the next one. Like I promise you guys, do not think anybody's life out there with Amazon business is glamorous, is beautiful. Oh my God, I have no issues. No, everyone has issues. I have issues. I know I have issues. I sound like a joker or a psycho, but I have issues at the same time with my business. Sometimes you get a bad review. Sometimes you get someone messing up with your pictures. It may be sometimes with hijackers. Sometimes a supplier is not keeping their promise, not keeping their word. It could be an issue with the packaging. It could be an issue with my other suppliers. It could be an issue with the shipping plan. It could be an issue with Amazon themselves. They block you. So there's a lot of things gonna happen. And I do not want you to put this as a reason for you to stop. You just keep moving. I'm telling you every time in my head, every time I have a product, and I always expected if it fails, what's my plan B? What's my plan C? What's my plan D even? So always have those plans ahead. It's stressful. I'm not saying, oh, plan B is so easy. Plan C is so easy. No. I actually really suffers, really makes me think, really makes me in one corner just thinking in my own head. But I know I have to move on. I keep persuading myself, convincing myself, yes, next one, and you keep moving, man. Like if I lose my partnership, I have 2 accounts. I have one with my partnership. I have one that I'm telling you about the product that we launched in the health and beauty. If it goes tomorrow out, I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'll be, you know what? I'm starting a new one, and I will learn from it. I will go on. But it's a great example of if you can do something hard, anything else is going to be easy. So please be good. What's the benefit of us sellers, US sellers selling in Canada, Mexico, or Britain? Now, that's a very good question, actually, Kurt. And actually, I was just discussing with one of my clients, which is one of my clients that I mentor. And I do not recommend Canada. I'm in Canada. I don't see any good amount of sales happening for me to justify me to bring my product from the US to Canada. There's a lot of regulations. The sales is not out there. But at the end of the day, if you make one sale, that's 30 sales per month. That will help you. Now, how you work it is basically 10% of whatever you're making. So if you're selling 30 units, 10 units a day, that means you're gonna make one sale per day in the Canadian market. Now, this is how it works. But I mean, a lot of people say, hey, I'm still making 30 sales. If you have a high volume keyword, high product that sells 60 units, if you're selling 10%, that's even that 6 units. Six units. Oh my God, 6 units, and is not enough. But usually, if you want to launch in the US, it's going to be in a very competitive market. I will check my product. I will check it in the US and the Canada and see how much selling. If it's selling really a lot of volume, it's perfect and good to go. Usually, if you launch in the Canada, you're going to find the most competitive products on Amazon US and try to launch them in Canada and see if they have demand first before you launch them. And then you'll be fine, okay? Especially now you have to, as a US seller, you need to apply for sales tax like GST and QST, which is a provincial tax and also federal tax. But it's up to you. Now, what was very surprising, Mexico, I think forget about it. I don't think it's enough. It's not worth, in my opinion, okay? But now, Europe, it's a good opportunity. And why that's, it actually surprised me last week. It gave me like, what? Really? That much? Everyone says UK. Now, if you sell in Europe, you'll be able to get access to all the European countries. Like the same thing with North America. If we open an account, we have a unified account that's going to allow us to sell in Canada, US, and Mexico. And basically only US, because that's the best one to do. Now, in the UK, in the Europe is the same thing. If you apply for European account, you'll be able to sell in Poland. You're going to be able to sell in Germany, Italy, UK, Portugal, all the other countries that has Amazon in them. Now, everyone's stuck UK, which just has a good demand. But what I was surprised about is Germany. Germany. I never thought with this product is going to have that much demand in Germany, which was almost, maybe it could be the product only, but it has really good demand, like almost 60% of what the US had for that product, which was really worth it. So now, if we do it in the UK, it's very good, because if you get 2 sales from UK, 3 sales from Germany, 1 sale in Italy, and all the stuff, as overall, you're going to make the same sales as the US or even more, depending on the product and depending on the price and everything. Now, the only issue is basically you need to make sure that you have your listing on the dedicated language of that country. So in Germany and Italy, you need to change the listing. There's a lot of places out there, whether in Fiverr, whether in other marketplaces that sells you that listing, or you can take your listing and translate it into that language. And the other thing you need to do is basically getting a VAT and getting a company that's in Europe. So the best practice, people say, or I didn't do it myself, is basically go ahead, take your company and build a company in the UK. Build a company in UK, get the VAT, get the accounting, everything on that, and then you operate there and you should be good to go. And that's it. So you can look into this, see what's up, and you should be fine. But I would always tell people, finish what you have right now in the US. Make sure you have a good handle over what you have in the US before you expand, because it's going to distract you. It's going to you're not going to perform very well because you're giving half-ass jobs for each one of them. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying in general, people really jump the gun. I will make sure that I'm really doing well. I have the maximum sales of my product in the US before I jump into another one, and I should be fine. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Kurt. Bernadette said, thanks, Sad. I appreciate the encouragement. Thank you so much, Bernadette. And trust me, I know I'm sorry. I'm not encouraging guy. I don't know how to encourage people, because for me it's white or black and white. And hey, I know how to give the information, but encouraging is not my side, which is something I need to do, because a lot of you suffering in one way or another, all of us suffering in one way or another. But it just, you need sometimes someone give you, reminding you what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's why a lot of times people ask you, what's your why? What do you want to do? Why are you doing this business? Because you need to have this reminder of your why every time situation like this happen. When you're in the shit, when you're in bad situation, when things are not going your way, that's when you say, hey, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my kid. I'm doing this because I want to get extra cash for my vacation. I want to be able to make money to pay my mortgage or whatever it is. So just build your why and remember it every time. It looks like, hey, you're selling me tomatoes or selling me dreams, but I'm not. But I'm just telling you that's helps me. Like me, for me, I know what my why. My why, besides just my kids, and I want to make sure I have a good living. I want to make sure I reach a company that's really self-sustainable, that runs by itself, that I just come manage from the top, and at the same time make a multi-million-dollar company. That's as simple as it is. So every time I have a board, which is board here, just exactly here, is actually I have what it is. I actually took the time to say like, what's my business? Because I'm not only Amazon seller or brand builder. I also have another stuff. I have my consultation. I have my services. I have all the stuff. So I had to sit down and just say who I am and what I want. And what goals actually I have here. Set goals and moves for your 22. What's your next moves? What do you want to do for 2020? How are you going to grow? What are the things that you want to achieve? And have them and set them. Set good goals, set them at a higher level. And if you come up short, but at least you come a long way, it's very hard to do. It's easier to say, it's easier being said than done. But you need to do it. You need to give yourself this habit. And for me now, my wife tells me I'm in middle age crisis. I just need a convertible because I'm getting old. I just remind myself, hey, you don't have much time. I mean, not that much time, we're gonna die. No, there's not much time of messing around. You keep doing it, keep moving, keep doing it. Consistency, stamina, and you keep doing the routine. Momentum is very important. But hey, it is what it is. Now it says, Fatman says, hi Sad, how are you? How is your ManyChat going? I'm just curious. Fatman, actually, I had a video in the Facebook group talking about it, which is actually, we had a really good results from ManyChat. We ran it for 10 days. I was surprised with the amount of positions that we gained. We're at 41st position. 40 or 41 position depending on the day, because sometimes I saw it 40, the day was 41, but anyways, let's say 40. From 40, actually we reached up to the first position on the 14th day, because even if we run it for 10 days a special, Amazon takes time, 3 to 4 days, to see where they're gonna put you. They don't want to say, hey, it's only a fluke, one day they got it, I'm gonna put you in first position. No, they want to see an overall, an average, how it is. So on the 14th day, we're able to reach the first position, but which has worked very well at the search and find and buy method. Usually search and find and buy method is basically you run an ad. You tell them, hey, I need, we're giving this product at whatever percentage. The percentage worked for us, 50 to 70% was very good. But this is what we did. We did 50 to 70% discount as a search and find method. So we tell them, hey, take this keyword, go ahead and plug it, take this coupon code, buy it, send me the order ID, and that's it. This is how we did it. Now, the search and find buy method regular, what they do, they give the product for a full price, but they will refund the customer on the back end through PayPal, which is, I find, very risky and very hard. Not hard, I think it's very risky. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But it depends on the client. If the client really wants to refund them, which is Amazon really encourages a full purchase buys, because they have more power in ranking, they have more power in Amazon eyes and ranking position stability. But both came up to the same results, but unfortunately we dropped few positions down because the listing wasn't converting the way we want it to be. So now we're working on the listing. We put some new we implemented a few things in the listing to make sure really good. We're doing the enhanced brand content. We're adding a video, which is hopefully going to increase our conversion rate or unit session percentage. Once that goes up, then we'll be able to target the keyword again with a very high PPC that's really gonna bring us back up again to the position we want. Now, the whole thing, what I want from ManyChat or from any launching service, I want to link to the 5th to the 6th position. So now we know we can come to the first position, but how to maintain it is depending on how your product can hold itself organically or through the organic sales and through the organic conversion. And that's the key for everything. So every launch service, hopefully out there, will work, but how you maintain organic position. So me, what I wanted, it's okay, rank me whatever you want, but I want to stabilize between the 5th, the 6th, the 7th position for that keyword. The keyword has 7,800 search volume, which is high search volume keyword. And the other thing, we had 330 subscribers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which is really good. The cost of each subscriber costs us around $1. Because we did two things. We did 70% first. The 70% discount, we were able to get the cost per subscriber or per subscriber around 70 to 80 cents. But once we lowered our discount to 50%, which has made it a little bit harder for conversion, but we reached to $1.20 per subscriber. But overall, it came up to $1, I think, or $1 per subscriber, which is really good, really good. So that's it. Now, ManyChat really works very well, but you need to have enough money for for Facebook ads, which is, we always recommend 300 to 500 depending on the product. And the second thing is about how many units you're gonna give. Now, for a regular launches that you just want to go, like for example, rebate key. No, not rebate key. Rebate key is a full price. Let's say you're doing jump send, or you're doing any other services that only launch the product at 90% discount or whatever it is. Let's say if you need 10 units a day for 10 days, that means 100 units. Actually, with ManyChat, you need 40 to 60 units only to give at that discount, which is much effective at a lower units given, which is really good. But yeah, working very good, 100%. We're very good. I'm not going to release that service yet. I'm going to make sure I make another few tests because I want to make sure I test everything before I launch it. And once we launch it, you guys can be able to go ahead and purchase it or whatever it is, whatever you do. So it's all done for you. Service going to be something that we go and just get access to your things, and we'll be able to implement everything, monitor the whole thing for 10 days. We take care of everything, and we'll just keep you updated with it. So we'll see how is that when we're gonna release it. If we're gonna release it, honestly, or just leave it to our my mentorship, my consulting clients, or for our mastermind that we have, or private mastermind. So it depends. We'll see. But that's the update on it. So guys, I hope you had a lot of value in today's Q&A. I hope you're not scared from no reviews, no insert card. It's something, business is gonna happen. Things are gonna change all the time. You need to build the big heart. You need to build the big bone, and you need to keep going, guys. Do not let anything scares you just because it happened. You just always need to think about what's your plan B, plan C. What does it mean to your business? Is it really gonna give up? Tell me, are you gonna give up? Are you gonna give up because someone told you you're not gonna get reviews, or someone told you you're not gonna be able to rank as easy? That means more work for you, but that means a lot of obstacles for other people who are gonna quit. Let them quit, you take their position, and in every time there is something goes down or something collapses, always there's someone else is gonna rise up with more. He's gonna make more money and build more opportunities for them, which is, I want you to be that person who finds opportunity in disasters, and that's the most important. So thank you so much for joining. Please, if you find this valuable, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next Wednesday, which is going to be the ultimate launch strategy that I recommend by using PPC only. Stay tuned and watch it on Wednesday. Trust me, you're gonna like it. I would love to know your feedback, and do not miss this one, because this is the one from all the other 3 launch strategies that I have shared with you. So please go ahead and do it. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.